Hey everyone! In today's video, we're diving into a crucial topic for anyone working in IT or software development software version migration. More specifically, we'll look into what software migration is, why it's important, and how it relates to WSO2 products. So if you're looking to upgrade or migrate your WSO2 solutions, stick around because this is for you. What is software migration? All right, let's start with the basics. So what is software migration? Simply put, software migration is the process of moving a software application or system from one environment to another. Now, this could mean a few different things. You might be transferring software from one computer to another, moving from one operating system to another, or even upgrading from an older version of software to a newer one. And why do we do this? Well, there are usually a few big reasons, like improving performance, enhancing security, or taking advantage of new features. But before we get into the specifics of WSO2, let's quickly go over some common types of software migrations. Types of software migration. First up, we have operating system migration. This is where you move software from one OS to another, like from Windows to Linux, or maybe just upgrading to a newer version of Windows. Then, there's database migration. Think of this as moving data from one database to another, like from Oracle to MySQL, or from an on-premises database to a cloud-based one. Next is application migration. This often means moving an on-premises app to the cloud or even switching cloud providers. Of course, there's also version upgrades, which is probably the most common. It involves moving from an older version of software to a new one, and that can get complicated depending on the changes between versions. Other types include cloud migration, server migration, and even data center migration, where you're moving entire data centers from one place to another. And we can't forget middleware migration, which is a big focus when we talk about WSO2. Focus on middleware migration. So why is middleware migration so tricky? Well, middleware acts like a bridge between different systems, making sure they communicate properly. When you migrate middleware, you're not just moving one thing. You're moving all the integrations and connections between various systems. Think about it this way. Middleware is often customized for specific needs. When you migrate, you need to carefully analyze those customizations and make sure they carry over correctly. And if your middleware handles data, you also have to ensure that data integrity and compatibility are maintained during the transition. Security is another big factor. Middleware often deals with sensitive data. So during a migration, you've got to make sure that the new environment meets all security standards and regulations. Plus, testing is crucial. You'll need to run both functional and performance tests to ensure everything works smoothly. Why keep WSO2 updated? Now let's talk about WSO2. If you're using WSO2 products, keeping them up to date is incredibly important. Here's why. Access to new features. Each new version comes with enhanced features, better performance, and improved security. This helps you stay competitive by leveraging the latest technologies. Security updates. By upgrading, you get access to the latest security patches, which is crucial for keeping your systems safe. Bug fixes. New versions often resolve known bugs or issues that may exist in older versions, making your environment more stable. Support and maintenance. Older versions of WSO2 may reach their end of life, which means no more support. Migrating ensures you keep getting the support you need. Scalability. Newer versions are often more scalable, which is especially useful if your user base or data volumes are growing. Regulatory compliance. Staying up to date helps you meet regulatory requirements, which can be a big deal in certain industries. Who is involved in a WSO2 migration? So, who do you need to get involved with if you're planning a WSO2 migration? Well, it's definitely a team effort. Here are some of the key players. DevOps teams. They handle the deployment and integration side of things. Developers. They'll modify the code and configurations to make sure everything is compatible. Database administrators. They make sure that data is properly migrated and stored. IT project managers. These folks keep everything on track and coordinate between different teams. Quality assurance, QA, they'll test the new setup to make sure everything works as expected. Security experts, they ensure that the new environment meets security standards. WSO2, supporter consultants. If you can, working with WSO2 certified experts can really smooth out the migration process. Key considerations for a smooth migration. Before you jump into a WSO2 migration, there are a few things you need to keep in mind. Plan carefully. Make sure you've got a clear roadmap for the migration. Test extensively. Don't cut corners on testing both functionality and performance. Minimize downtime. Plan the migration during off hours if possible to reduce the impact on your business. Have a rollback plan. Just in case things don't go as planned, have a way to revert to the previous state. So that's a quick overview of software version migration and why it's so important, especially when working with WSO2 products. Whether you're looking to upgrade for better features, security, or just to keep up with industry standards, a well-planned migration can make all the difference.